The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Ciao! Hey! Fushi, everybody!
Hi, everybody.
Fushi. I got my girls here. My Latin and my Black queen on my side today. That's what's up. My Latin and my Black queen on my side today. We in the house, okay? And we going live straight from Morrison's studio. Morrison's Media Studios. That's what my girl Portis. If y'all don't know who she is, you gotta find out. So, today we're gonna be talking about, well, first of all, y'all already know Lawana. We got Lawana, you know who Lawana is. Gant. Lawana Wilson Gant.
Yeah,
they know
Gant.
Lawana. They know Lawana.
They know Lawana Wilson.
They know Lawana Wilson
Gant.
and Lawana Gant.
Yes.
They know both of them. That's my girl Lawana, always co-hosting with me when she feel like, you know, she want to come on the show. I appreciate her. She brings a realness to it, to the situation. And we got my girl Lizeth back. Lizeth is back. I heard that show was powerful. The one we did, everybody appreciated that show that we did. And, you know, when we got home, amazingly, Lizeth, we talked and she said, and I said, I would like to have you, you know, come back. And she said, well, let's talk about forgiveness on the next show. And I said, oh, that's perfect. I love that. Forgiveness. That would be my favorite right now because it's such a powerful move if you can do it. You know, it can open doors and it can bless you beyond your imagination if you can forgive. And sometimes that could be the hardest thing to do. So the fact that she wanted to talk about forgiveness, I was just all for it, you know, because that's something that I know we all need to talk about. And I can't wait to hear her story. And before we go there, just for confirmation, I don't know if you heard about it after we talked about saying the show, we were going to talk about forgiveness. They had the young man, his brother got shot by the female Caucasian cop, and she killed him, walked in his apartment and killed him when he was, playing video games or something. And the brother just came out of nowhere and asked the judge, can I give her a hug? And everybody was just going wild about the situation on media because they never seen or heard of anything like that. And it's true. It's hard to forgive somebody that kills your sibling and you don't know if they did it intentionally or not. We all still don't know. He still didn't know. Nobody's convinced that they know. So for him to just forgive without even knowing the real facts to that, and that was a powerful move. And God used him for confirmation. So I was like, and that's going to be our show. Lizeth was spiritually lined up with that one.
That one's a tough one, honestly.
That was confirmation.
Because, I think that one's a tough one because I don't think that she did it intentionally per se. I think she was just reckless based on the information I heard after. I don't know if the level of forgiveness that I'm about to talk about, I have another type. That's death, and that she was reckless. I don't know if I can forgive something like that so easily and so quick. That's
hard.
a process because somebody reckless, and looking at the history that we have with the cultures.
Yes.
Black and white.
Yes.
How many times are we going to excuse the white from committing
those crimes? Yeah, that's the hard
with the
part.
badge.
Yes.
So that's a tough one for me to say that. Oh yeah, she got forgiven by the brother. I can respect that he did that because that
we
takes
have to.
a bigger person to forgive.
Yes.
It's just so sad to see that you guys were probably easier for us to forgive than for them to recognize the recklessness.
Yeah, the constant recklessness.
Consistency.
Yeah.
And the recklessness.
Yeah, it's consistent. Of course, it's something that it seems like they came together and agreed to kill us.
Yeah, it becomes the norm
for anything that we do. If we spit on the ground, kill us. That's what it's almost like they all came together and said, "This is the mind frame that we're going to have." It's a group. It's a group of them. I do believe. I believe it's a group of racist cops, and they're in a gang themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and their mission is to kill us. You know, to them, it's a gang.
It is. It is. No, I don't think everybody's that way. There's selective people. I don't know everybody, but there are like hidden people who have different agendas and power trips or power struggles. So
yeah,
but I definitely can see how the Black people and the Latinos are kind of targets, regardless of where we're at or regardless of where you're at. So it's just hard for me to sometimes just look at that and see how easy it is for her just to get 10 years. While you have other situations where a lady was standing her ground in her own damn home, and then I think she got life or something.
Right,
I don't remember that specifically. But
talking about what kind of that is,
and not to mean that I'm not a heartless individual. I just have to look at I'm looking at the unfairness of the way that we're all with this.
It's totally unjust.
But as it pertains to forgiveness, I think that that's in each individual. It would be hard for me to forgive somebody who would kill my son, brother, whatever.
I have to agree. I know.
But there are different situations, different scenarios, different.
I thank God that I don't have to. That was a powerful move. What he did was a powerful move. It takes so much to do what he did, and I just only hope that the power of God sheds favor on their situation because of what he did. You know, I hope that if she really deserves to get way more than she's gotten, I hope that God intervenes and does something in the sense where, you know, because he forgave him. So he kind of said, I'm going to leave the battle up to the Lord.
But you know why she deserves more time? Because she hid it. She was trying to lie about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and why she deserves more time? Because if she could have gotten away with it, then it would have been okay.
And she was already lying, so it kind of makes you feel like you don't want to trust nothing she's saying. You don't want to trust it. She was already dishonest.
Like, okay, you got caught. That's the only reason you're
crying.
Right and now. Maybe to some degree she's remorseful about what she did because she was reckless and embarrassed probably because of it was
text messages of something they
all got caught.
You know, but and all of that. The man was supposed to be married too. Whoever he is, now he called too.
Partner.
Yeah, now he called too. See, God allows certain situations. See, because the light gonna shed on her even more. God's not finished with this situation. Just because he forgave her doesn't mean that she don't have to pay for what she did. And also, she thinks she got away.
Also,
she didn't. She really didn't.
And piggyback on what you said, that was real. It's bigger than that. See, all we're looking at the part, just like God allowed Judas to betray Jesus. That was a part of the plan for Christ to go to the cross. Also, we have to keep in mind, although the boy forgave him, that woman needed to see God because she was committing adultery. She was cheating on her husband.
She was doing all that.
And God is showing her. God
She was married? I thought it was
He was married.
Well,
not
he
her.
was married. I'm sorry. He was married.
he
So
was
God
married.
was showing them in the part of the Bible where he says, everything that you do on earth, I will expose you.
That's what's happening.
And before my word becomes a lie, heaven and earth will pass away
Right.
first. So that means to tell you that whatever you're doing on this earth, he said, God said, I'm going to expose it. It might take 15 years to
It
come
will
out,
come
but
out.
I will expose
It will come out.
You see what I'm saying?
Know that. It
It's
will
going to come out. And to show you how serious and how great God is, he said, I'll take heaven and earth away. I'll blow it up before my word become a lie. That's basically what God is saying.
He's
So you
not
have
a
to
man,
know.
so he
He's
can't
not. He
not
can't
lie.
lie. He said, "Heaven and earth will
He's
pass away first before my word become a lie."
supernatural.
So here she got to see God in God in that guy, which is very well. We talking about culture diversity. So here is a black child, and this white officer shoots him, and here he puts on the cross and say, "It's the God in me."
Yeah, because he knows that God's wrath is bigger than his, and he's vengeance belongs to the Lord.
But
he can do worse than what you
it's
can.
bigger than that, Tajay, because what that young man did, he showed the whole world. It's like the Bible. When the Bible says, "Slap a pen and let him turn the other cheek." How many of us can do that?
Well, that's why I told her it was confirmation, because
now the whole world
before
sees
this
this.
happened, she had already said she wanted to talk on the show about forgiveness. We're planning like 3 weeks ahead of time.
Right.
And she said, let's talk about forgiveness. And then the next week, he was on forgiving the judge at such a, I mean, that
on a
was
big platform.
on a big
platform.
giant platform.
Wow.
I mean, who could do that?
I don't just look at it on the spiritual level. I look at it also
I know.
as human beings.
Exactly.
You know, we
Exactly.
are mortals, and
That's right.
we feel, we get angry, and maybe for him it was,
He took
the
power
type
out
of
of
forgiveness that I've given somebody, and somebody.
Let me hear about your forgiveness. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear your story.
It's very, very intimate, but I'll
It's
tell you.
probably going to help a lot of people, including us.
All right.
It's a blessing.
And this is going to expose a lot.
Well,
This is being very transparent.
I'm
Okay. I'm a person who was molested by my dad
Okay, you
from
too.
the age of 5 to 14. And for years, I felt shame. I felt hate.
5 to 14.
5 to 14. For years, I felt shame, hate towards my mother and my father. My mother, my late mother, she passed in March. And it took a process it took years. I basically approached them, talk about the issue. He denied it at first, but then when I approached it again, he owned it. I told him, I hate you guys, but I want to learn to love you. This is a person who basically will now have daddy issues and mommy issues. So, anyways, it took process of a lot of therapy, a lot of reading, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of, it was just a process. I went ahead throughout the years of therapy, eventually, where I'm at with my dad now. We talked about it a few times, more than a few times, and I would bring it up again, over and over and over again. But then there was this time when I shared it with one of my best friends, of multiple times, where she said, if you really forgive, you'll never bring that up again. And this was probably about 5 years ago, throughout many years of therapy. And I stopped bringing it up because I genuinely wanted to develop a relationship with my dad. And when you realize forgiveness, you know, the whole cliche is you forgive people because you forgive because you want to just release yourself of that. But you're actually, from my perspective, you're helping other people release too and heal too.
Right.
That's a process of healing.
Right.
So I saw my dad slowly. And not only did I feel by me opening this door, a lot of my other siblings started opening up.
Right.
So it's a domino effect. And this is the choice that I made. A lot of people cannot do this.
No.
A lot of people cannot do this. But I have chosen, I still ask myself, is it healthy for me to do that? to stay in touch. But at this point in my life, I genuinely have love for my dad.
That's good.
It's
because that's called unconditional love. That's the
And
love
let me
of
just tell you
God.
this.
That's why.
You're not alone. By all far means that you're not alone.
It's so many people that are just like you. And guess what? They strong like you too. They don't allow it to dictate what their life is going to be.
Well, you guys don't know we don't know, and I don't like to use the word victim or survivor anymore because subconsciously you create that victim mentality.
Right.
So I don't like to use those words. I just like to live. It's life.
Right.
This is what it is.
That's good.
I have addressed it many times. I have cried many times. I have where I'm at with my dad now is I genuinely love him because we've gone through that conversation.
Good for you.
I saw how he genuinely loved my mom.
Yes.
Through her last months of
and that helps.
Absolutely. You know, he's a broken man. If you realize we were talking about this last time.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt people.
Yes. Hurt people. And you never know what was going on and they wasn't well when he wasn't well. You know, some people just, they're not well. And it's really not something that, of course, it's bad, but
I mean, it's inexcusable. You can never excuse. You never would justify that. But some people,
they're really not well. They're not there.
Can I just say this? You know, me being
and that's still your dad too.
Me working as a counselor. You know, a lot of my expanding because we look at family dynamics and we deal with ethnicity. And a lot of my clients are Hispanic, and a lot of them came to me and they say, you know, Miss Lawana, you know, Dad would come home drunk, you know, saying he'd get into bed with us. Moms would turn her head, couldn't say nothing because he brought us over here to, to California.
But that's a different situation too. Your mama wasn't there.
Pain. It's the pain.
You don't understand. Especially in the Latin community.
In the Latin community, this is what's really, really going on.
It happens in every culture.
But see, one thing about in a black culture, when it happens, we were taught. No, that's not true. When it happens in our black community, what we're taught is what goes on in my house stayed in my house. Like I said, you're not only a victim, I was too, and I also had to go to him and say, you know what? I forgive you because I smoked crack for 26 years behind it. I went to 52 programs. I went in and out of psychiatric treatments.
So what happened with you? You actually went through that same situation?
She might not have went to the drugs,
process,
but she went through the mental part.
So tell me how you
I chose the wrong man. That. I mean, I was in a
you look for that man. For 20 years, you look for that man for that father figure.
When you chose that
Tajay, let me ask you this: how old is my husband?
65.
No. How old was my husband?
I mean, I'm just guessing.
73 years old.
Oh, well, he sure look damn good.
Do you get it?
You got the father figure?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that old. I thought like 65.
No, he was 73, and I nourished him and took care of him till he took his last breath.
But now,
so I get what she's. I really get it. And I thought I was the only one until I went into counseling, and my Latino women was like, "No, Miss Lawana, this is normal in our family."
Let me just ask you this, because I'm sure my audience want to know too. Your mom couldn't say nothing because he was taking care of you, so she knew about it?
This is my perspective in retrospect, looking at our whole history. My mother was aware, but if you step back from yourself, and then we've had kind of this somewhat similar situation or conversation, nobody knows the journey that everybody has gone through. Everybody has a backstory. So if you step back from your hurt, you gotta really be aware of these things. You step back from your hurt and start kind of looking at each individual person. These are human beings, our mom and my dad. My mom had her own struggles, her own pain with my dad, and her own struggles and pain when she was in her country. So that's the same thing with my dad. Mm-hmm. So I'm not, once again, I'm not saying that it's okay. You just understand the situation and you recognize.
I hear it happening a lot with not to cut you off, with the Latino family. Is that some type of culture?
No. Let me explain to you what was explained to me.
Whether it's Hispanic or the Latino community or the Black community or the white community, it happens. It's just a lot of people in certain cultures. He said they keep it within their family. It's a shameful thing to bring out.
Listen, even I'm finding out even in black cultures, back when they was coming from Little Rock, Arkansas, then they came over here to California. The damn grandfather was sleeping with the siblings. And we didn't find out till later on down the line that our aunties and uncles later on down the line this was going on. If there was a lot of incest, whether it was in the black culture,
now, in the black culture,
there was a lot
down
of incest.
south,
Down south, there was a lot of incest. Hey, I got a cousin. I got cousins that's brothers and sisters and brothers.
Yeah, all
and I'm
day.
like, what the hell?
Sisters and brothers.
But look, think about this. I'm trying to figure out, and I'm not putting nothing in the Bible up in the air. I'm trying to figure out if Noah and his family was the only ones on the boat. Who slept with who to repopulate this generation?
No, wait. No, wait. Let me answer that question.
He so said, what you got allowed?
No, he said bring 2 of everything. That's the birds, the bees.
Okay, we ain't talking about the birds.
Okay,
I'm talking about the human beings that was on because they was all related.
I'm getting there.
Help me, somebody.
They wasn't.
Well, with
they
the Bible,
brought his sons. He had 2 sons.
Right.
They brought their girlfriends.
Okay. They
each brought their girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
And that's how they did what they did. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me clear you up on that. The sons brought their girlfriend.
How did we do this, Lord? Please help me. I know.
And one of the girlfriends, at first, I think she was having a hard time trying to make up her mind if she was coming, but she finally came along. And
okay, you know what story we're talking about, right?
It was good that she did because everybody else that they left behind had drowned. But they went and they started their own family, and then the other ones.
So now we but see, even after that, but wait a minute, even after that, if they had kids,
but it was some incest going on.
Yeah, because wait a minute,
I ain't gonna talk about it right now. Let's do that later.
Girlfriend. What did our kids do?
Coming back to today's time.
So we right back at the start. Because it was some incest going on. We ain't gonna talk about it right now. But some of the main players in there, it was marrying like sisters and
brothers and cousins.
It was real.
It was real. So my thing of it is, I have a lot of beautiful women that I help, Latino. I love them. They love me. My page is full of them. And my heart goes out because I never knew what was going on. They would tell me that their mother would have to keep quiet because she came from Mexico or she came from Guatemala. She came from El Salvador. And Pops was the breadwinner. She didn't speak good English. She wasn't educated. Where could she go? She didn't have papers. So she had to accept a lot of stuff that Pop would go to these jobs, get drunk, come home, beat her, and sleep with the daughters.
Shit. Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I said, well, damn, y'all changed shit we going through. So we just got our ass whooped behind it.
Because women go through it too.
Yeah, we
get beatings and whoopings, and they still be with the man because he taking care of them. They'll take an ass whooping in a minute so that they can get them bills paid and completely drive them brand new cars and be draped and go home and take a black eye every once in a while.
But see, it's kind of stopped back in the 60s because black families, they were kind of big. So when Big Mama kind of died, it was so many aunties and uncles, and there was a lot of sisters and brothers, that if a man put his hands on a sister, and her brothers would jump on this. She had 8 brothers and sisters. Everybody go jump on that dog.
But that was that generation. That's we talking about this other stuff.
We talking about the 60s.
Yeah, these other ones, they ain't bred like 70s.
That. They started, you know, so
anything after that,
she hit a nigga in the head with a frying pan. So it kind of like broke the monopoly of that. But I get it.
After the 70s, Negroes is tripping. And niggas too. However you want to put it.
Yeah,
they
but
both
you know the word
Negroes,
niggas.
The word niggas means the word. Black niggas is tripping, however you want to put it. They all tripping. They fighting their girlfriends. They beating them up. They taking their money. They pimping them.
Right now.
You know what I mean?
They grip balling. They got grip balling. Call Medea. Somebody call Medea. She gonna play some grip ball.
They gotta be retrained to do the right thing. That's all.
Nobody goes to the Lord no more. Nobody prays for their family. They say the Bible says family that prays together stays together. What happened, America? What happened?
I think a lot of people, and no disrespect to the Christianity or the Bible or anything, a lot of people just lean too much on the Bible and then use that as a crutch to not address rooted issues.
No, you know what I use the Bible
use it both ways.
I don't use it as no crutch.
Or you can use it as a crutch.
It's been used too many times as a weapon. So
no, when I say weapon, I'm talking about against principalities. I'm talking about the things that we cannot see.
Let me tell you why let me tell you why I quote the Bible.
Not the one that you're going to whip me with.
No.
You're going to just whip me with a scripture? I don't like that whipping.
Let me tell you something.
Don't whip me with no scriptures.
Let me tell you something. The reason why I use the Bible is to keep me from keeping these things off people.
Which is great.
You know what I'm saying? Because
you interpret the Bible. Everybody uses the Bible.
You know, I use the Word of God to keep me from lashing out from a whole lot of pain.
That's good because it's powerful. That's a weapon against.
I don't tape different parts and do what I want to do to people with mischief.
That's a weapon
but
against
I keep it as a defense
and that's what
to block my spirit, man. Because if I let my flesh act out, a whole lot of people be in Inglewood Cemetery.
That's the type of weapon that the Bible is.
But
that's what I'm glad you're talking about forgiveness, because
people use the Bible to whip you with it, because I went to Bible school.
You also use the Bible for yourself to not really address certain issues because you're mortal. We're all human.
And we're all,
beings.
yes. You'll find something that say, I don't want to, oh no, let me turn that page. I don't want to. Open up the Bible, speak to me, Lord. You be like, let me turn this page. I don't want to hear that.
Do you know that pastors do not preach about homosexuality in the Bible because a lot of saints won't come to church? They used it when I was coming up as a child. The pastor used to stay in the book of Revelation. He would speak about homosexuality. He would preach about Solomon and Gomorrah. He would preach about fasting and praying in the book of Revelation about the Antichrist coming. And I asked a young pastor, I said, Pastor Isaiah, I said, Pastor Isaiah, why is it that they don't preach on that type of stuff no more? He said, do you know if they start preaching on that, people won't come to church? People be scared of God.
Said we're not going to even see the Antichrist.
Parts
and
of the Bible
not
that you
who we think it is.
You know, to
we're not going to be here, thank the Lord, to see no Antichrist.
But let me just say this. We was talking about this before we started, right?
By then.
She said, before we even started the show, and I met her and I shook her hand.
And Trump is not the Antichrist.
We was talking about.
He too dumb, Bishop said.
We was talking about forgive and forgetting. And she said something that was very important. Her friend came to her and said, why do you keep bringing it up? Well, look, first of all, I'm a human being. You know what I'm saying? I know that they said it's turn the other cheek, and God says He throws in your sins as far as sea. And I did make a statement.
It's not turning the other cheek. It's genuinely getting to the point of, if you truly, genuinely forgive somebody, then you want to go and start the process of healing. But if you're going to constantly say, oh, I forgive you, but I'm going to go ahead and jab you here and there and remind it, then you're not actually going through the process of healing.
No, that's
it's
not
still there.
Let me tell you, it's still there. And it is a process.
You have to throw it in the pit.
But that's what I'm saying. Let's stay right here, though. How many?
Forget? You just go ahead and make a choice not to continue to perpetuate that constant pain.
Just like the Lonnie Franklin case, right?
You know what? You might not forget, but some things you want to forget, so you just forget. You know, and when God blesses you so much, you forget.
Yeah.
That you even went through them things. That's how much you forget.
Exactly.
You be so much on a whole nother level, because God, and this was the message by Bishop today, God will bless you so much that you will forget
that what happened,
all the things that didn't happen.
That's why they say put those things behind me.
He'll put you on another level.
That's right.
And He'll give you favor and make you forget those things. He'll bless you so much.
Genuine forgiveness, because you won't bring it up anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's why it says when you forgive somebody, you must forget. You know, forgive and forget goes.
You just choose not to.
And I say that too. I might not forget,
it's a hypothetical statement. What they mean is stop bringing it up. They're not mean for totally like forget it out and throw it out your mind. To a certain extent, He does, because when you said I'm throwing it out my mind, I'm not bringing it up. That means it's over with.
If somebody hurt
Put a period on it.
You'll forgive them and say, but I ain't gonna forget what the nigga did last time. We cool, but I ain't gonna forget what happened last time. So,
America, let me ask you something, Facebook. And call in, please. This number is 323-293-3375. Please call in.
Somebody wanted that, Ashley. What is it?
It's 293-3375. Please call in. We're gonna open up them phone lines, because as a human being, tell me how many of you guys come forgive somebody, get off your knees, knees and pray and say, Lord, please remove this from me. And you really in your heart want to let it go. You really in your heart want to remain in relationships with your family members. You really want to let things go that happen between you and your friend and be a cool friend with her again. But the minute that broad do something, or the minute they do something to shoot another dart at you, all the stuff that they did do that you said you forgot automatically come back because of what? We are in the flesh. We are not
But it's going to take the will of God.
It takes a process. It's not that we don't want to do it. It's not that it's not deep down in my heart to do it.
You're saying you're a counselor. So as a counselor, you know that there's a psychological aspect to all
exactly. And I must meet the client where they're at. They tell me all the time, Miss Lawana, it's hard. It's hard. As soon as I see their face, I can hear a song and it triggers.
So how do you deal with it?
You have 5 stages of grief.
With your relationship with your husband.
Does it affect a husband?
I mean, your baby dad, your child's father.
Do you have healthy relationships today? Is it hard?
With my son's dad?
Yeah.
I just ended a 20-year relationship with my son's dad.
Why?
Well, wait a minute. I gotta talk, girl. I gotta clap for that. Clap for that. 20 was a long time.
It's actually nothing to be, applauding about, because it's sad to let a 20-year relationship
go. It sure is.
I have to clap for 20 years. Yes, I do. Because some people can't get through 5. And 20 years is a very long time.
It's a long time.
It's 2 decades.
But there's layers.
Look who you're helping. You're helping Janetta Garcia. Say wave to Janetta Garcia.
Hi, Janetta.
And
Janetta, please call us at 323-293.
Where I'm with him right now?
3375.
I'm going to be real.
323.
I am very angry with him right now.
You're
angry at the process right now, because that one is a little bit too touchy right now to talk about.
So that'll be whatever.
That one is going to take another process.
Forgiveness.
So you still got to forgive that person.
Because...
let me ask you this. You just said it's hard for you to forgive that person.
No, I didn't say that it's hard to forgive him per se. I'm in a process right now with him because it's very, very new, the situation.
Mm-hmm. She just 20 years.
Just like I said, the process with my dad, it was years of a process.
Right.
And
so you just started treatment and therapy for this?
For this one, no. Yeah. It's been individual therapy for myself.
Okay.
And when I got to this point now where I'm at, with him, it's other issues that we're dealing with right now.
Did he have to deal with all the issues that you were having to deal with? It
affected him a lot.
It did?
It affected the relationship.
Yeah, it does.
These are the effects
you take you with you. No matter where you go, if they're unresolved issues, you take them with you.
An idea of what type of issues we have until we are in certain intimate relationships.
And let me ask you something. So is it fair?
You're absolutely right. Until you're in relationships, because even now with my husband, I didn't know that I had so many flaws. He has to tell me, like, you I love you, but this is the way you, and I'm like, I do, and I still be denying it. No, I don't.
Tasha, let me ask you something. You know why? But can you see your ears? Can you see your ears?
No, but listen,
unless you do what?
I'm telling you, who gets me that vision is God. He gives me that vision, and it's spiritually, and he'll say, why don't you try
to take a look at it?
Ask for me to reveal those things to you so that you can understand. So I will say, Lord, reveal the things that I'm doing so I can understand, because I've been me for so long.
And you don't even recognize
this is what I say about the Bible. It's like, or God, and I believe in God. I believe in the divine. I just also believe that mentally, psychologically, our communities don't necessarily embrace therapy so much. But it was such a taboo thing for me to even think about it 20 years ago. But now I embrace it a lot, because you have to come out.
Nobody want to talk their business to nobody.
No, but when you go to an objective individual, if you're going to go to your friend, your sisters, your brothers, you're going to be biased.
Right.
But if you choose to go outside of that to somebody who has studied, you're a counselor who has studied, just the way that people.
Therapist.
Yeah, I go to therapy.
Right.
That has helped me tremendously. Mm-hmm. And, because we second guess ourselves because of what we have experienced.
Yeah, no, it's just that our culture, we have grown up.
Counseling works like everybody else says. They say
marriage counseling works. You still have to individually work on your own issues, because the marriage, in my perspective, my opinion, the reason we have, or marriages have problems, is because we individually have problems.
They have unresolved issues.
That's
so if you start touching your individual problems, your individual issues, then those problems for the marriage will begin to
see. That's why. See, that's
you'll
why.
have to find some understanding and middle ground.
See,
you're gonna be a great counselor if you ever start.
See,
counseling.
I
know. I'm just saying.
I don't mind talking to people. That's I write poetry that way.
This is why we ask people a lot.
Yeah,
this is why we ask people to stay out of relationships or to date first, because when we meet a person, say for instance you're a guy and I'm a girl, and we hook up at Starbucks, you say hi to me, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know how I treat my mother. You don't know how I treat my sisters. You know what I'm saying? We did a psychological class. They had 2 childs. They put 2 children up there. Both babies slept by the train track. So when one baby cried, and the mama, God damn it, you gotta go to sleep. Shit, I just put the baby to sleep. And then they had another child, when the train goes by, the child just stayed asleep because the house was peaceful and quiet.
Well, yeah, that's the way it works.
If you don't know this person, and know what it's been, you're actually dragging your issues into this new relationship.
Listen. Anytime you walk into a corrupted environment, you gonna feel that energy. So
but
as
you don't
baby,
know that when you meet the nigga at Starbucks.
As a baby,
you don't know who he is. You don't know that was the baby by the train track.
As a baby, babies feel whatever's around them. They feel it. Like when they hear music. I seen a baby yesterday. They just dancing to the music because the music was making them feel good.
Yeah, but they were showing the psychology of it.
So
that
if
the
that
child
was
that grew
arguing, anybody argues in front of a baby, they start crying because they feel that.
Yeah, but that's the child that grew up that was slapping his baby mama and beating up on his woman. The other child, he grew up. He grew up went to college and had a peaceful marriage. You see what I'm saying? They did a psychology class. They did a scenario.
But we
don't know that when we meet that person.
It's transferred energy.
There it is.
That's right.
If you're gonna walk into a toxic environment,
that's why we asked you to date.
It will transfer.
It will transfer.
It will transfer.
It will. So that's what I'm saying. And when
did your husband know you had these issues before? Or your boyfriend? Did he know you had issues?
Not my boyfriend, not my husband.
Well, what did your friend, this long term,
my son's
father, did he know that you had these issues when you met him?
You know what? When we met, no, absolutely.
And did you expose your issues with him?
We had conversations after, and then you do not know to what extent it's going to affect an intimate relationship until.
But you've been with him 20 years. You would think that in 20 years you should be close enough to talk to him. Listen, but why did you not? That's what I want to know.
The question you asked is, did he know that at the beginning?
Right.
Absolutely not.
No, but after you've been with him for a year, so you tell him.
It was him who suggested that.
I want her to help somebody.
Wait.
I just want her to focus on the forgiveness, because I don't want this to go into. Because right now, you're going to make everybody mad at their mates.
No, she
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just want to focus on the forgiveness part, because this a whole nother show. Shit.
No, but what she said is what we talking about, right?
But here, listen.
Let's hear her out.
Nobody knows what issues anybody has when you first meet. It is when you start getting to know each other a little bit more that certain pet peeves come up, and then you start recognizing to what degree. If you're open enough to have that conversation and start having suggestions to repair, then you start moving forward with that. He did suggest you should go to therapy. That is why I started therapy 18 years ago. So I'll give him that credit. And it was after that, it was me who continued to go because I wanted to figure things out. It was affecting my relationship.
Okay.
But then throughout the years, that wasn't the only thing affecting my relationship. You know, a relationship is based on two people.
Right.
So there's issues on the other end that sometimes people don't like to take accountability for.
And so you're saying your own.
My issues were my issues, and I did the best I could at whatever stage in my life I was to address these issues.
Good.
They were not necessarily the way that I dealt with them. We weren't probably in parallel to solve and save our relationship. We just.
Did he blame your issues for your relationship going sideways?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, but again, you have to understand, I'm this type of person. I have to step back and realize, you know, he dealt with a lot. He had his own stuff going. But blaming me
It's not
was
gonna
also
feel
his way of
getting out of
his
it.
pain too.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm a very compassionate person. That's probably one of my setbacks because
I am
I
too.
understand. I try to understand everybody because you can't judge and say, oh, you're an evil person unless you're like Marilyn Manson and stuff like that. But
we probably shouldn't judge, but
just
we
try to
do.
understand people. It's just
real
that we're
talk.
talking about, the culture difference in conversations. We should have conversations with people and get to know who they are because I
Amen.
might be pissed one day and I'm like literally having a bad day, but you don't know what I'm going through.
That's
right now.
right. And I have to consider, that's one of the fruits of the Spirit. I have to go, I'm going to always go back to the Bible. That's just me.
It's okay.
Look, that's one of the fruits of the, look.
It's
this
okay.
Is, I know,
It
look,
works for some people.
that's why I love you
in
so
my-
much. Because opposites attract, you know that. And that's why I love
we
you so
can't
much.
help it.
Because I learn a lot from you too, But that's one of the fruits of the Spirit, is
Love, peace, and
it's
patience.
and being kindness, and gentleness. Those two right there, let me tell you, that's the fruit that'll say, consider what other people are feeling, not what you feeling.
Right.
Consider them, whatever
Right.
they're going through. I don't care if they look like they have an attitude. I don't care if they act like they have an attitude. I don't care what the situation is. If you could just step back and just only consider them and not yourself.
And that's a very hard thing to do.
It's hard.
It is so hard.
Yes, but it's a
because
gift.
This
a
world is
fruit.
all about I.
You have to have,
Oh,
everybody on the high program.
know.
You're right. Everybody on the high program.
Little you.
But it becomes again that thing that we were talking about last time, mindfulness and self-awareness. And self-awareness is very hard to process.
Yes, it is.
individually.
Yes, it is. And it is for me too. I'm still, I don't think we'll never learn everything we need to learn about ourselves. We just won't because we were made so unique.
But we
that
also have
just
to be
won't learn
gentle enough to
everything.
remember that we have to accept ourselves because that's one of the things that we as
That's
people
right.
who have gone through what we've gone
Amen.
through, we don't know how to fully
And you
accept
gotta
it, so we
forgive
can try to please
my-
everybody else.
Trying to please everybody else.
So when you
you're
start
right.
reeling yourself in and start kind of just
Right.
fishing who you are, this
and
metaphorically,
and being okay with who you are.
and it's not easy.
And
It's
see,
not
and
easy.
I
remember
and I
going.
get it.
You
I
are.
remember going to a therapy session years ago, and the therapist said, "Give me 5 things that you like about yourself." I couldn't say one thing.
Really?
I could not say one thing.
I never thought about that. I probably have a hard time because you know why? I'm not a narcissist, so I can't be
So,
like,
amen
oh,
to
I
that.
like this, oh, I like that. So that is kind of hard. I mean, the only thing I can say is that I can say I like the fact that I'm a giver or something like that. I'll start answering questions in that. I like the fact that I can sing. I like the fact that I could things like that, but it would never be nothing about myself.
But see that
I like the
we're
fact
not
I got
trying
a
to-
big booty.
We're not trying to be.
No,
we're
we're
trying to be
talking about
narcissists.
deeper with
Some people
Pull up 5
will.
things within.
Some people
That's
will go
hard.
there, though.
Especially
And I
when
like
you-
the fact that
I get it because I have
sometimes
stepped
we
on
don't know.
myself for years.
I know.
I never could pull up nothing from the inside. I could never go deep on the inside
That's
and pull
so
up
funny.
because I didn't think I was deserving enough. I didn't think I was beautiful enough because that man took that. When he took me,
Oh,
he
but you're
took that with
beautiful,
him.
so you know
No,
that.
but I'm just saying when you talk, that's why I went there with you. Because
So-
I've been there. I have messed up relationships after
You
relationship
touched a
because
nerve.
I took that
touched
what that
a nerve.
one person did, and not only that, I'm a victim of the grim sleeper every time. Not
Don't
only
use the word victim.
when I say that I'm a
That's
victim,
just my opinion.
surviving victim, because I was dead on arrival. Not only after this stepfather did this, I had another, which was my cousin, who left me for dead and raped me and beat me.
That's Lawana's story.
And left me in a U-Haul truck for dead. I was DOA on arrival at Martin Luther King House. Not only that, I used drugs and I go back to the same corner. I've been raped over 30
but
times.
where you at right now today?
And, see, and every time I lay down with a man, he took that from me.
Okay, so where is
So I
it right
get it.
now? You getting yours now?
You see, I'm getting
Are you
mine
getting
in
yours
now,
now?
but I'm trying to have healthy relationships.
But are you having a relationship?
I'm having a
Because
relationship.
we ain't all gonna be promised
but
a
I'm
healthy,
trying my
nice,
best. Listen,
white picket fence
I'm
and a
trying my
dog.
best not to drag my
A healthy
bullshit.
relationship does not mean a white picket fence. First and foremost,
I'm trying not to drag my big bullshit into this relationship.
Oh, they say it's a fairy tale. That's why I say that.
I don't
the
believe
white
in the
picket
fairy
fence.
tale.
It ain't no
fairy tale.
It ain't no fairy tale to have a white picket fence,
healthy
but that's just what they
relationship,
say.
no,
I can't snap off at you because I woke up and had a bad night.
No
'Cause see,
relationship is perfect.
No.
That's
I
how
don't
you
have to.
find
I
out.
don't get to abuse that person.
That's how
because
you
I'm
find out
going
if
through
you
my
really
shit.
love a person.
No. I go to
And their
therapy. I go to therapy now, and I don't. Sometimes I lash out at people. It's called misdirect anger because I'm in my shit.
Oh, well, shit.
And
That's
I'm
what
still,
you're doing right now.
I'm still. Look, check this out. In Jesus' name. Hush, choir. We ain't asked for the choir.
That's what you're doing right now.
He got up and moved the chair. He said, "Oh my goodness!" And moved on. You still in the room? He said, "What the hell did Tajay bring the one on this show for?" He gonna have a long talk with you on the ride home.
Demonstrating it very well.
Tajay, what the hell?
I love the one though.
No, I am so glad.
She's special
Because
and
I
love
am
her.
dealing. I buried my husband on the 25th, and it seemed
sorry to
like
hear that.
everything is coming back up.
So you was really here for Lawana today.
You know what I'm saying? When she called, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, if you look at my page and you look at these women that's logged in, I have over 1,000 followers. Half of them on there is going through the same thing. Your story, it saves lives. We are very fragile.
Yeah.
And delicate women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we've been always brushed up under the rug.
Can I say
Issues in the
something?
family has been brushed up under the rug.
Can I say something from my perspective?
Uh-huh.
You seem to have like this tough persona, but you're like such a fragile and
Oh, my clients will tell you I'm a butterfly, baby. But I get turned up in the spirit that's in me. It boils because I have so much love and compassion for the human being. That shit touches me because I've been there. And there's so many people that look down on us. And I get tired of that.
I've heard the terms
tired of that.
Damaged goods.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
very
you
hard.
can't change a hoe into a housewife. Oh, come on. Oh,
People
hey.
don't
I
understand
mean, we be
like
talking
certain
about
processes.
bad, bro.
It's just,
You know what?
it's hard.
And that's
It's
why.
hard.
That's
We
why
be talking about
whoever
bad
loves
as
you,
women. I mean, we be
whoever
looked down
loves
as
you
bad.
will love you with all of your flaws, no matter what you've done, what
But
you've
it's
been
hard.
through. It is
to
hard.
be with women like us.
Yeah, it's very
It's
hard. It
hard.
takes a
Well,
special type of
I
man.
wanna thank God for
I'm
my
not so
Hard
husband.
for us to
because
accept ourselves. So
he,
how's anybody
um,
else going to accept us?
Yeah, it's
No,
like, how you
I
going to love
wanna
somebody you don't
thank
love
God for
yourself?
my
But I do love
husband
myself. It's just
because
that
I was
it
beat
takes a
up.
special person to
I
deal
was
with me
battered.
as a
Listen
man.
to me. I was beat up. I was battered. And I was damaged goods. And I was nearly out of my freaking mind. Okay? And I was out here and I didn't give a, you know what. So I thank God that my husband loves me with all the flaws that I have. Now, thank God I was never on drugs or anything, but I was hitting these streets. Do you hear me?
You was
These
clubbing it.
streets
You was turning up.
was my friend,
at the
okay?
Savoy. She
And I
was
was
at the Savoy
out
in
there,
Carolina
and
West.
wherever it was at, I was there.
EJ was your friend.
You, honey,
Cognac.
turned up
And
all the
Cavassier.
time, okay? So I thank God
had a
that
other husband.
whatever I was going through then, that was a phase
That's
I
as
was
far
going
as you
through.
went. That's
And
right.
I didn't go no further than that. But I thank God for my mama, my daddy, and my husband.
But see, that's
because they are the three
people
people
that embrace your
that
life.
really supported me and never judged me, always knew who I was, always understood I was going through something, and never had anything to say about it because they saw the potential and they knew who I was. They knew that outweighed my bad. And what you two young ladies have and ever been through in your life that's been bad, your good outweigh your bad. I can look at you and I can look at you and I can see the substance there. And yes, you both are qualified to help somebody else because of all the things that you've been through, especially when you talk about forgiveness, especially when you can talk to the hoes. You can talk to the battered wives and molested. You can talk to more than that, I'm sure, because I done heard you speak about a couple of things. You got a gift. You got a gift for gab, and that's what you have. God gave that to you to help somebody else, to uplift somebody else. The things that come out your mouth, you have your own opinion. You don't care if somebody says yay. If it's nay to you, you the type of person, you're not a yes person. You like, no, I don't agree with that. And that's the one thing I love about you. Because I be like, okay, well, give me your Why don't you agree? I really want to know.
Tajay,
You know what I'm saying?
are we
Because
gonna
it
take
helps
some calls?
me. It helps me.
Can you
if
take-
we
'cause I
have
have
a
some
call,
people- I have some people
if we have
comment to
somebody
her.
call.
Why don't
But
you
now,
read that?
before we do that, we almost got to go on a really small break, and then come back. Can you do me a favor and play that song, "Stand By Me"? Because this little boy is jamming, and he sound good.
You can also go to YouTube.
I want to hear him.
Edwards,
I want to hear
and go
that
live
song,
with us.
a little bit of that song, "Stand By Me," and let us revamp so we can get ready to go off the air. And I had to forgive somebody too. Yeah, and I thought I would never be able
for what I just did.
No, I thought I would never be able to forgive that person. And one day, and that person would see me coming, they would just run the other way. They didn't want to see me coming. It's like, oh, here she comes. And I would actually be like, nigga, be gone before I even walk up. That would be my attitude, because I really wanted to kill him. On my mom, I did.
Okay.
Because of things that he did. But I forgave him. And one day I told him that when he see me, he was about to get ready to go. Because he didn't want to hear me or nothing. He didn't want he didn't want me to expose nothing. I said, wait, don't leave. I just want to say, I love you and I forgive you.
Wow.
And he broke down in the middle of the parking lot in front of all his homeboys and started crying. They didn't know why, but I knew why. And do you know how good I felt? And do you know the doors that God opened up for me when I did that was amazing grace? So anyway, with that being said, let us hear this right quick. I want y'all to stand by me because I'm going to stand by y'all.
All right.
What's up, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr? This is Maddie Vocals. When times get rough, we always need somebody to stand by us. So you guys stand by me and support me in the dreams and everything that I'm doing. So this is something special. When the night is cold and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. Miedo no tendré, asustaré, porque sé que tú estás junto a mí. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand out. Yeah, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should crumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble through the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, porque sé que tú estás junto a mí. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Yeah, junto a mí, junto a mí. Junto a mí, mami. Stand by me, baby, stand by me.
Hey, hey, that little Latin right there ain't no joke. He got mad vocals, okay? Somebody need to sign him up. Sign him up. So, we're going to be wrapping it up. And Lizeth, anything you got to say? I'm so proud to be your friend, first of all, and have your acquaintance. We just met not too long ago, but I just know you're going to be my friend because I want you to know that I'm there for you. And I'm very honored that you would open up and share the things that you shared with us, because it's a powerful situation, and none of us is perfect, and that's why I have this show, because we have to show everybody that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to have wisdom and make some sense about it. And if you can't figure nothing out and it's so confusing, sometimes you got to just step back and, like you say, either go and get another person to help you figure it out, a counselor, or just step back and God will speak to you. That little inner voice you hear, that's God, that is not the devil. That is God when he's telling you something in your ear. It's usually something you don't want to hear, but you should be listening to it. So that is the voice of God that you hear. Sounds
AKA intuition.
AKA intuition.
I just want to say
you better
to you,
listen to that. Yes.
I just want to say I just admire your courage, for knowing that you had issues that need to be addressed, because a lot of people don't get help because of shame and guilt. They just don't want nobody to know their business or what's going on in their homes, because we've been conditioned for years that way. So it takes courage for somebody to step out. When I came into the field and I was called to this field, God told me, you're not going for you. You're going for me. There are lives that I need you to go talk to. So I need to educate you. And I'm going to fine tune you. And I'm going to put those in front of you that you're going to help. And I've been doing it for 6 years. And my rough exterior, that's just to let a person know that I don't take no shit. So don't bring no shit. Like no. That's just a part of my character that I have to, that God is going to break. So don't take it wrong.
It's you though.
It's me. It's my character. I've been in the streets. I said 26 years, baby. So it's gonna take 26 years for God to do a little bit of work to me. But slowly but surely, He looks at my heart. I've never had to put these.
He doesn't see any of our faults. He looks at your heart.
I never had to physically hurt someone, but I helped a lot of people from my mouth and from my heart. You understand? And I encourage you to just be in good health. I encourage you to continue to do what you're doing with your life. You know what I'm saying? Breaking the chain and bondage so it don't trickle down to your children and your daughters when you decide to have them, it can stop here. You have the power to say, it stops here. I can have a healthy relationship when I go into my next one. I'm gonna be well in my mind. I'm gonna be
you've
productive.
given your dad closure. And for that, your mom is very proud. Yeah. Because you don't know that kind of pain that they had to live with. For you not to, for them to know that they wasn't forgiven for that. And when they find out that you forgive them, it makes their life so much easier. You know what? It doesn't matter what your mom and dad do. If you guys out there, y'all got some kind of ought in your heart against your mother and your dad, and that's your mother and your dad. Whatever they did, they feel just as much pain as what you feel, having to live with the fact that their seed or their daughter and their and even stepdaughters and stepmothers and fathers, however you want to put it, they are not living well with the fact that happened or whatever happened to you. So it takes the bigger individual. Sometimes you have to step up and say, hey, I forgive you, because they're afraid to come to you because you were the one that it happened to. So you have to show forgiveness for them to understand. We have to be
patient with the process. Yeah. We have to be patient with ourselves.
Yeah,
it's an individual choice because everybody's story is different. And
that's
everybody
right.
chooses to
somebody
move
is always
forward in whatever way.
And your heart transferred
and mine
that.
was the way that it was for me.
And I bet he can breathe easy now.
I saw how forgiveness, and it's out there. A lot of people say, you forgive for yourself. For me, it's not just about myself when forgiving.
No.
You allow somebody else to begin to heal their own process.
It's about him too.
You did it with the individual that you
Yes,
forgave.
it's about them too. For you, when you forgive them, it's about them too. It's because you're considering how heavy they must feel. You don't want them to go to the grave with that when you know that all you have to do is do one thing, forgive. It may not be your will, but it is the will of God
but
to
a
forgive.
genuine 100% forgiveness, and that takes time.
I forgive you, but I'm going to bring it up next week.
Yeah, it don't just happen.
No, it's a process.
It is a process.
You have to kind of learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah, and if you can just do it like that, that ain't true, right? That's all God.
I can forgive you for slapping me if you slap me right now, but then I'll be like, let's talk about it
later.
You know she be working out. You know, Latina be working out.
I called her earlier. She was on the track, honey, running, and I was like, "Lizette, what are you?" She's like, "Yeah." Hey, Tanja. I'm like, "What are you doing? You working out?" "Yeah, I'm running my last lap." I'm like, "Oh, this heifer here, she ain't no joke." She remind me of somebody at the police academy that'll kick your ass.
No, I'm not. I'm not a fighter. I'm more of like, let's unite, let's talk, let's work this out. I'm not a bully.
Yeah, them be the ones, girl.
Silent. I'm like, let's go.
You be like,
Mama always said
that's my parking space. You be like, that's my parking space, BITCA. And she be like, look, ma'am, can we not do this? And you be like, girl, whoop you up. She be like, okay, I told you I didn't want to fight you. And the next thing you know, she put you to the ground. You be like, what the hell?
I didn't want to do that.
I didn't want to do that, but you kept pushing me.
But anyway, so that's the show for today.
Thank you,
before
guys.
I go, I want to encourage you guys to go and look at my bishop preached on Isaiah 43 today, and it's a real powerful message in that. And it's basically saying, you know, that God really wants to do a new thing in your life.
Right.
So he wants you to forget about what happened in the past and put it behind you so that he can bless you, because he got so much to bless you for in your future.
Right.
He's got to bless you, so you have to put it behind. So let him bless
bye-bye
you.
to everybody.
Bye.
Thank you guys for watching us.
Let's hear my song. Freedom.